These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers attempt to beat possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. Their quiz pedigree is well known as they've won some of the country's toughest quiz shows. They are the Eggheads. And challenging our resident quiz Goliaths today are We Had a Plan from Cardiff. This team all work for the same engineering company, and their team name refers to the cunning plan they devised to beat the Eggheads. Unfortunately, they've now forgotten what it was. Let's meet them.
Hi, my name's Danielle, I'm 24 and I'm an environmental consultant.
Hi, I'm Helen, I'm 29 and I'm also an environmental consultant.
Hi, I'm Dave, I'm 31 and I'm an ecologist.
Hi, I'm Helen, I'm 37 and I'm a civil engineer.
Hi, I'm Sam, I'm 23 and I'm a transport planner.
So Danielle and friends, welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
And you had, this is interesting, you had a plan.
Well,
did you even write it down?
No, I think once you write it down you're just tempting fate. I think you just need to keep it kind of in the air and fluid.
And is this the way your engineering company works? And if so, how is it still in business?
Oh no, we do have no. Obviously in our professional environment we're far more
solid.
The word.
Professional. You have plans that are written down.
Yes.
Okay.
Contracts and everything. Yeah.
Good. Well, good luck to you. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So we had a plan. The Eggheads have won the last 3 games, and that means £4,000 says you can't beat them. Would you like to try?
Yes, we would. Please.
Here we go. First head-to-head battle is on the subject of politics. What's the plan?
Okay.
Not me.
Helen, how do you feel about it?
Not confident, but I'll give it a go if need be.
Okay.
Okay, Helen.
Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Okay,
If that's
that's
okay
fine.
with you. All right.
Helen against who?
Daphne.
So it's Helen from We Had a Plan versus Daphne from the Eggheads on politics. To ensure there's no conferring, please both of you take your positions now in the question room. Well, good luck, Helen.
Thank you.
3 questions, multiple choice, and you can choose the first or second set on politics.
I think I'll go first.
Helen, which 16-year-old memorably gave a speech at the 1977 Conservative Party conference? Was it Ian Duncan Smith, David Cameron, or William Hague?
Well, I don't quite remember the speech, but he went on to become the leader of the Conservative Party. That would be William Hague.
That's right, William Hague is the answer. Your question, Daphne. TASS was the official news agency of which country for the majority of the 20th century? Was it the Soviet Union, USA, or France?
That's the Soviet Union.
That is the Soviet Union. Well done. Helen, in 1997, Gordon Brown unveiled his 5 economic tests that would have to be passed before the government would commit to what course of action? Privatising the NHS, joining the euro, or declaring war on Iraq?
Well, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I suspect it's probably joining the euro.
Completely right, well done. Daphne, which US president was also a noted inventor and once famously said, "Science is my passion, politics my duty"? Was it George Washington, John Adams, or Thomas Jefferson?
I think that was Thomas Jefferson.
Jefferson is right. Okay, Helen, over to you. Press the advantage. By what name did Samuel Wurzelbacher come to be known by the world's press after he challenged Barack Obama about his tax proposals in October 2008? Was it Jack the Miner, Joe the Plumber, or Jim the Postman?
Again, not 100% sure, but Joe the Plumber does ring a bell, so I'm going to go down the middle with that one.
Yes, Samuel was Joe the Plumber. Well done. 3 out of 3, and a very enthusiastic team. Daphne, to stay in the contest, Which political building, designed by the architect Miralles, has places of contemplation known as think pods built into the offices of elected officials? Is it London City Hall, the Scottish Parliament building, or the Senedd of Wales?
I think that's the Scottish Parliament building.
Well done. Scottish Parliament building is correct. So perfect round for you both, 3 points each. We move off multiple choice and go to sudden death now, Helen, okay? Gets a bit harder. You have to give me the answer. Which businessman is believed to have said to a Cuban-based reporter, "You provide the pictures, I'll provide the war," in the latter part of the 19th century?
The name William Hurst has just popped into my head, and I'm not even remotely sure if that's the right answer, but I'm going to go with that.
You're right. Well done. Fantastic. Daphne, the House of Keys is the name of the lower house of Parliament of which crown dependency of the United Kingdom?
That's the Isle of Man.
That's right. Helen, fighting hard. In the House of Lords, what term for the members who do not take a party whip is derived from the placing of the seating arrangements traditionally occupied by them?
Would that be the backbenchers?
No, it's crossbenchers. Over to you, Daphne. In the United States, who is the only presidential candidate in the 20th century to receive the largest share of the popular vote while losing the Electoral College?
There's got to be something he's lost. Trying to think of losing candidates. I think it's Al Gore.
Al Gore is right, Daphne. Al Gore is right. Which election, remember?
Yes, it was one with the Chads.
The Chavs?
The Chads.
Oh, the Chads. Against Bush in 2000, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, well that was a close round. Well done, Daphne. Sorry, Helen, but you fought so hard. You were beaten by our egghead. You won't be able to play in the final round, though. Please, both of you, come back and rejoin your teams. So, a tough round that. As it stands, the challengers have lost one brain from the final round. The eggheads have lost no brains. Next subject, arts and books. Who wants this?
Do you want to do it, Dave?
I don't mind it, but
I think you're our best chance, to be honest.
look around.
Come on.
Dave, against which egghead? Can't be Daphne.
How about Chris?
Yeah, go on then.
I'll have Chris, please.
Okay, Dave from We Had a Plan versus Chris from the Eggheads, please take your positions. So Dave, I'm going to ask each of you 3 questions on arts and books in turn,
Right.
and you can choose the first or second set of questions.
I've been advised to go second, so I'll do that.
Fine with us. Here we go, Chris. What type of animal is Curious George, the protagonist of a popular series of books for children by the married couple Hans Augusto and Margaret Ray? Is Curious George a monkey, sheep, or bear?
He's a monkey.
Correct. Over to you, Dave. What is the occupation of Archie Rice in John Osborne's 1957 play, The Entertainer? Is he music hall performer, film director, or trapeze artist?
Going by the date, I'm going to go for music hall performer over film director.
Because it's a 1957 kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're right. Well done. Over to you, Chris. The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner is a short story by which writer? Keith Waterhouse, Alan Sillitoe, or Kingsley Amis?
That is by the Nottinghamshire novelist Alan Sillitoe.
That's the correct answer. Dave, your question. In which year was the artist Gustav Klimt born? 1792, 1862, or 1902?
Well, He was around in... I'm going to go with 1862.
Eggheads? You're right. 2 points each. Chris, your question. Self-Portrait with Saskia is a noted work by which Dutch artist? Is it Vermeer, Van Gogh, or Rembrandt?
Well, Saskia was the girl he lived with in his old age, so it's Rembrandt.
Rembrandt is correct. So you have to get this right, Dave, to stay in it. And now a gusty shower wraps the grimy scraps of withered leaves about your feet and newspapers from vacant lots. Are lines written by which poet? T.S. Eliot, Ted Hughes, or William Wordsworth?
I'm not 100% sure, to be perfectly honest, but something inside me is telling me to go for T.S. Eliot, so I'm going to do that.
T.S. Eliot is absolutely right. So we've had 3 questions each. We move to sudden death, and it gets that bit harder. It's not multiple choice. Chris, your question. Which Shakespeare play ends with the principal characters preparing for the double wedding of Beatrice and Benedick and Hero and Claudio?
That is Much Ado About Nothing.
Yes, it is. Sorry, Dave, there's no letting up here.
It's all right.
Get this right to stay in. Fear of Flying is a 1973 book by which author?
1970.
73.
I haven't got a clue, I'm afraid. I don't know, I'm afraid. I'll go with Irving Walsh.
Irving Walsh. That's wrong. Chris, you know?
Erica Young?
Erica Young is right. Yeah. So, Dave, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You've been knocked out by our Egghead. As a result, you will not be able to join your team in the final round. Chris, well done. You will be in the final. Do both of you come back to the studio. As it stands, the challengers have lost 2 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have lost no brains. Next subject is music. Who wants this?
Well, that's going to be
Against
between
who?
Helen and Sam.
I think Helen should do it because there's still a chance sport might come.
Yes,
Yeah.
personality sport and science.
And I can cover science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on then. I'll
So
do
Helen,
it.
the other Helen?
I'll do it. Yes. Oh, who?
Which
yes,
one?
Who do we have?
Not Daphne, not Chris.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Judith.
So it's Helen from We Had a Plan versus Judith from the Eggheads. Please take your positions. Good luck in music. 3 questions.
Thank you.
In turn, whoever gets the most right goes through the final, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And you can choose Helen the first or second set.
I'll go first, please.
Here we go. Hungry Like the Wolf and The Reflex were UK hit singles in the 1980s. For which group? Was it ABC, Haircut 100, or Duran Duran?
I know there's going to be some people in work who are going to be screaming at me, shouting the answers to this when they watch it. So I don't think it's Duran Duran, and I'm not quite sure. I can't remember Haircut 100. What they sung. I'll go with ABC actually.
I'm thinking, well, you were born what? 1979.
79.
So you have got an alibi.
Yes, and I'll take that.
For getting it wrong, it's yeah, Duran Duran is the
Oh
answer.
no, Lee's gonna hate me.
Judith, Greatest Day was a UK #1 hit single in December 2008. For which band? Was it Boyzone, Take That, or Westlife?
I really should know that. This is a list I'm supposed to have learned. I think it might be Westlife.
How far down the list did you get?
Well, perhaps not far enough.
You didn't get to T.
Oh,
Let's take that.
oh, is it?
Okay, Helen.
Okay.
In 1966, Uptight, Everything's Alright was the debut hit single of which vocalist? Was it Bob Dylan, Ray Charles, or Stevie Wonder?
If it's the person I think it is, I have their CD, and I'm just trying to sing it to myself. And I'm just trying to wonder if it is actually on that CD. Well, I haven't got any Bob Dylan, and I haven't got any Ray Charles, so I'm kind of thinking it's Stevie Wonder, because I was listening to it in the car the other day. So, yeah, let's go for Stevie.
Steve is right. Judith, Always True to You in My Fashion and You're the Top are songs written by whom? Oscar Hammerstein,
Yeah.
Jimmy Webb, or Cole Porter?
Ella Fitzgerald sang. I think it might be on the Cole Porter songbook. I think it's Cole Porter.
Cole Porter is correct. Well done. Okay, Helen, we need this one.
Pressure.
Pressure. Which British composer, born in 1944, is well known for his collaborations with the avant-garde filmmaker Peter Greenaway? Is it Michael Nyman, John Cage, or Harrison Birtwistle?
Right. I'm just trying to remember what Michael Nyman did. Because the name's familiar and I'm just trying to work it back. It's 1944. How old did that make him now? Well, I tell you what, I'll go for Michael Nyman, because that was when the names came up, that's the first thing I thought, so...
And it's right.
Yay.
Judith, to stay in it, Ritchie Blackmore and Ronnie James Dio were original members of which band, whose hits include Since You've Been Gone and All Night Long? Def Leppard, Rainbow, or Whitesnake?
Oh, God. I like the name Def Leppard. But...
I see, sorry, yeah. I thought,
it's all right.
I was actually...
I
just thought you were musing, sorry.
Well, I was...
That's your choice, okay.
Well, that can
You
be
like
my choice.
the name
It's as
Def
good as
Leppard.
any.
Yeah. It's wrong, Judith.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
So that's
It's
it. Well
always
done,
wrong.
Helen. Well done. Def Leppard was wrong. Rainbow is the right answer. So Helen, you are through to the final round. You took on an Egghead and emerged triumphant. Good news for the challengers, because it means you'll be able to play in today's final round. Congratulations. Please, both of you, come back, rejoin your teams. So as it stands, the challengers have lost 2 brains from the final round, which are pulling back. The Eggheads have lost 1 themselves. Last subject is sport.
Ooh, I think that's a done deal.
I think, yeah, there's no question about that. It's definitely Sam.
It is.
Yeah,
Sam?
definitely Sam.
Which one of the two do you reckon?
Against CJ or Kevin?
We'll take on CJ.
I'd really rather you didn't.
Then we definitely want to do it.
So Sam from We Had a Plan, which almost rhymes, versus CJ from the Eggheads. Let's go to the question rooms now. So I'll ask each of you 3 questions on sport in turn, and Sam, you can choose the first or the second set of questions.
I think we'll go first.
Here goes. The former snooker world champion Terry Griffiths was born in which part of the UK? Was it Wales, Scotland, or Northern Ireland?
That's not an ideal first question. Terry Griffiths. I don't think it's Scotland. I don't know why I don't think it's Scotland. I think we'll go Wales, actually. I think it's Wales, but I'm not 100%.
Your team are very pleased with you. It's Wales. Well done. CJ, in 1984, Torville and Dean won an Olympic gold medal performing to which famous piece of music by Ravel? Water Games, Bolero, or Reflections?
It was the wonderful dance in their wonderfully billowy purpley costumes. It was Bolero.
Ravel's Bolero, that's right. Sam, Gary Lineker played for which football club between 1989 and 1992? Was it Leicester City, Everton, or Tottenham Hotspur?
Wow, he played for all 3 of them. As a Leicester fan, I should probably know exactly when he played for us. Trying to think how old he is. I'm hoping he would have left Leicester by then. Well, I'm not hoping he would have left, because it would have been lovely if he'd stayed for his whole career, but I'm hoping he would have left by then.
I think I'm going to have to guess on this one, and I'm going to guess Everton.
That's wrong, actually. Spurs. As you say, play for all three. CJ, which Welsh rugby union player was voted the IRB's Player of the Year for 2008? Was it Shane Williams, Lee Byrne, or Ryan Jones?
This is one of the times I hate these questions because a name popped into my head before I saw the options, and it's one of those three names there. So I'm desperately hoping that it's because I've seen it on the list. I don't even recognise the name Lee Byrne. I have seen Ryan Jones, but Shane Williams came into my head before I saw the option, so I have to go for that one.
Shane Williams is right. Okay, so you need this, Sam. Which English cricketer, whose first-class career lasted from 1946 to 1967, was known as the Barnacle, largely due to one lengthy, match-saving knock of 71 against Australia in 1953? Was it Ken Barrington, Trevor Bailey, or Brian Close?
Again, cricket's a good subject, but that's not a very nice era for me. I'm not 100%, but Ken Barrington, for some reason, does stand out of those three. So I'm going to go for Ken Barrington.
Eggheads?
Trevor Bailey.
Trevor Bailey is the right answer. So, Sam, I'm sorry. CJ, well done. You've triumphed on sport. How often do we say that? Without even a tennis question in there. Sam, you were beaten by our Egghead, so you can't be in the final round, I'm afraid. Please, both of you, come back to your teams. So this is what we've been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which as always is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So Dave, Helen Kay and Sam from We Had a Plan, and stress had, and Judith from the Eggheads, would you please leave the studio? So Danielle and Helen, you are playing to win We Had a Plan, £4,000. Kevin, CJ, Daphne and Chris, you are playing for something which money can't buy, the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I'll ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge. You are allowed to confer. So We Had a Plan. The question is, are your 2 brains better than the Eggheads' 4? Danielle and Helen, do you want to go first or second?
Yeah, we'll go first.
Yeah.
All the very best.
Thank you.
You can do it. The Hillary Shield is a rugby union trophy awarded to the winner of matches between England and which other country? Argentina, Australia, or New Zealand?
I think it's Argentina.
No, my gut instinct is New Zealand.
Yeah. Although, why is it called Hillary then?
I don't know.
Is there a link to that? I can't think of anything Hillary that links to.
I'm trying to think
either,
of like a place name or a river or anything that's in either Australia or New Zealand. And now you said Australia. I'm now thinking Australia.
Well, no, you said Australia.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Why Australia?
Yeah. Okay.
Should we go Australia?
We're going to go with Australia, please, Jeremy.
Okay, you were all over the place there.
Yep.
And you did at one point say New Zealand. And it was New Zealand.
Oh.
After Sir Edmund Hillary. Okay, kids. Which actor starred as the spy Matt Helm in a series of films of the 1960s? Was it Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, or Sammy Davis Jr.?
Dean Martin.
Yeah, very. I was going to say sub James Bond, but these were so far sub that doesn't really do it justice. It's Dean Martin.
Dean Martin's right. Back to you. In the Beano comic, what is the name of Nasha's son? Was it Nipper, Nosha, or Nabba?
Well, now I didn't actually grow up in the UK, so I have a little excuse card.
use that.
So,
I'm sure I've seen you hear like Nosha and Nasha.
okay.
Oh, don't quote me on that on national TV.
Well, you just done it yourself.
You hear to hear.
Yeah. No, I think If it's kind of if it's son, you know, they usually make the names similar, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Like junior and senior sort of thing,
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
And Debbie would be happy if we went for the middle answer.
Okay, all right. I hate to be the one that has to say it, but we're going to go with Nosha, please.
Nosha. Nipper is the right answer.
Really? Oh.
It's not Nosha. So listen, we have to hope that something bad happens to them now. If they get this one right, they have won. There is no way back for you. So only prayers, that's all that will do it now. Eggheads. Ernest Hemingway created a martini made from 15 parts gin and 1 part vermouth and named it after which famous military figure? Was it de Gaulle, Montgomery or Patton?
Would be de Gaulle, would it?
Is it that one? Why am I thinking that?
Once he was a teetotaler, wasn't he? So he wouldn't be
That came into my head as soon as I heard the question.
Well, it seems, well,
And he's American.
Yeah,
The other
yes.
two aren't. So,
Could you just describe it again, Jeremy? They're not
A
necessary.
martini made from 15 parts gin and 1 part vermouth.
pretty strong, eh?
I say, why bother?
That's Patton. I would go for.
Yeah.
We don't know it, do we? So
No.
we should go for Patton, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we'll discount Montgomery on the basis that he was a teetotaler, and so unless it's an ironic joke, which I suppose it could be, but we don't know it. But on the basis that Hemingway was American, Patton is American. Hemingway was a correspondent with the American forces, so we'll go for Patton.
Hemingway's reasoning here was that 15 to 1 was the ratio of Allied forces to German forces that this particular person needed before he would attack. So it was a bit ironic, and it was Montgomery.
Oh.
Montgomery, you've got it wrong. Okay,
Again?
you're back in it. We continue. The Parmo, a pork or chicken fillet covered in breadcrumbs and cheese, is a speciality of which region? We had a plan. Is it East Anglia, Teesside, or North Wales?
Is it Parmo?
Yeah, the Parmo.
I don't think it's North Wales. I've never heard of it, so
No,
I don't
I-
think it's North Wales.
No, I
It doesn't sound like it's from Teesside. So.
haven't really spent much time in Teesside.
If you get
What do you
this
reckon?
question wrong, it's all over.
Do you want to go for East Anglia?
I'd be more happy going to East Anglia rather than Teesside, but then it depends if it's right. No,
Well, I'm not against the idea of East Anglia, and at least it would be a joint effort then. Whereas if I said Teesside and it wasn't, it'd be my fault. So on that basis,
should we just go East Anglia? It's probably
we're going to go
North
East
Wales.
Anglia.
East Anglia is wrong.
Oh
Teesside.
no! Oh!
Commiserations to you challengers. There's no way back for you in the final round, so Eggheads, you have won. Don't be despondent. They are very good. And they've done what comes naturally to them. And they still reign supreme over Quizland as well. So I'm afraid you won't be going home with the £4,000, which means that the money rolls over to the next show. Eggheads, well done again. Who will beat you? Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads. £5,000 says they don't. Till then, goodbye.